to talk about yoga for a moment. Yoga is really interesting from a sensory perspective because you have if you're listening to a yoga instructor, you've got the auditory input and the visual input of watching what they're doing, right? But then you have the vestibular input of having, being off to the side or like in chair pose when your legs are bent and you're sort of leaning forward, that's vestibular input, but you're also getting proprioceptive input from holding the weight of your body in space. So it's really interesting to me from a sensory perspective because it can be, everybody talks about how good they feel after yoga, and there is a stretching as well as a strengthening component to yoga, which I love. There's also from yogis in India, there's that spiritual component that is integral to yoga as far as I'm concerned, that gets lost a lot of times in our Western practices. And a lot of times we like to kind of separate out but in my understanding of yoga is that the spiritual component and the right living and awareness component is all part of that. It's mindfulness. It's sort of baked into yoga. You want to, from how I understand it anyway. And so it's, that's kind of why it's so calming, right? People, like, I feel so good after I do yoga. But because it's stretching and strengthening, you're not just getting a good passive stretch. You are also strengthening other parts of your body. So you are getting that proprioceptive input, which is calming and helps you focus. You're also getting vestibular input, which helps, which is also calming and helps you focus, and can be stimulating in some ways. But yoga is so interesting to me for so many different reasons. So I just wanted to talk about yoga from a sensory perspective. My name is Shana Bender of Sense Mindful Integration. If you'd like to learn more, please click the link to my free sensory mini course in the description. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, please remember to mind your senses.